Live. Hello, everyone. It takes a minute for this to begin showing up. I'm just going to make sure that we're live somewhere. Yes, we are. So let us know. I'm streaming in a few places. Let us know if you're joining us either live right now or watching the replay, because we love hearing from you guys. So I'm just going to start. I'm just going to dive in. I'm honored to be joined by one of my very, very, very favorite people, my good friend and incredible healer, Pamela Strum. We've known each other for quite some time now. We've worked with each other extensively. Pamela is just one of the highest level healers that I know, one of the only people that I personally trust with my own energy, and just an all around, you're just like a super fun, one of my greatest friends in this life, I consider you. So thank you for joining me, for sitting down and talking about Light Up Your Life. Just before we dive in, I want to let you guys know that we're starting this 12-week live journey together this Thursday, December 1st. Calls are Thursdays at 12 o'clock Pacific time for 12 weeks. And today is the last day to get this program for just $111. I priced it at that kind of crazy price because I want to get this out there. This is a framework that was given to me by one of my spiritual mentors, David Adelson. And I'm just so excited. This is completely different from anything I've ever done. And it's simple, it's profound, it's going to change your life if you join us. And the calls are going to only be about 30 minutes. It's easily, digestible, easy to fit into your life. The replays are available if you can't join live. So jump in if it's calling to you. I even have 3 payments, and you'll see all those links along with this video. So all of that said, Pamela and I are just going to have a conversation about these, I don't even really know what to call them. I'm calling them sacred tenets, their frequencies, their technologies. They're multidimensional, multifaceted. You will have some words that are going to be really helpful, I'm sure, because you were one of the first people that I pass this on to. And you and I have worked together with these energies the most extensively that I've worked with anyone with these. So you I'm sure have some beautiful things to share. So we started with the first one together. And when I didn't know that there was 12 yet, I thought that there was only 3. There's actually 13 because there's an additional, and I hadn't talked about this at all until Shantini and I were on yesterday. There's an additional energy that's come in. That is a technology that I will be installing for people 3 weeks after we're done with the 12 weeks. I had this activated within me a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned it yesterday. And I actually had the realization as I was speaking about it yesterday that it is directly related to me feeling just this sort of spontaneous, overwhelming bubbling up of joy that I've been feeling the last couple of weeks. I hadn't even connected that until I actually said it on the live stream yesterday. So I haven't even talked about it. I was going to announce it to the people that join as kind of a surprise, but I found myself mentioning it yesterday. So you guys have all of that to look forward to. So Pamela, when we connected with this, we kind of went in kind of on a journey together and discovered that this is so much more multifaceted and multidimensional than I had realized at first. What's been your experience with these energies?
Well, so we were having the conversation and decided to explore them together. And it was an immediate yes, because that's what I heard inside. However, to work with you, and I absolutely respect and adore your work, and your healing's immensely powerful. So it was a chance for me to play in that way with you in person and in a way that we were really exploring what this was. And So it was fun. You know, I think that we approached it with a real open-mindedness and a sense of you know, curiosity. And I think we both had the experience right away in doing this, you know, saying these statements, that it was incredibly deep and profound, to the point, Alicia, where it was as if I'm saying, whoa, you know, this is going so deep. And so, you know, obviously your audience knows that you do an immense amount of energy work and healing work. And, you know, I have a regular practice. So I felt pretty good, but it was bringing things up. It's as if it brings out this is going to be tricky to say, but because it's, you really, it's an experience. So to put it into words is, but if there was the base core of who you are as a person, or the most sacred aspects of you working, becoming aware, working energetically, experiencing your life in a pure way of you approaching your life with a purity, it's as if these statements get you there. Mm. So I don't know if you've found that as well, but they're deep, way beyond the simplicity of what they are, if you choose to work with them.
Right. It's been kind of shocking to me.
Yes.
When I first received this, I was like, okay, what is this? And when I received something new, and I did receive this framework from David, so I received it in a different way than I normally receive things. I was like, okay. I felt a little bit confused, like, what is this? And so when I receive something, the way that I understand it is by working with it with myself and with other people that I really, really trust, and that I know are high level energy people like you. I've given this to 6 people now, just because I want a different perspective other than my own. And that really helped me explore and expand my awareness of what's happening. And one of the things that you and I discovered in our first time of working with this is how much it is actually working on an individual level, but then also having such a strong ripple effect out into the human collective. And I think you may have been the person that brought in the awareness of the solar flash and the Schumann resonance, and how that's working on our planet, and how these statements or tenets or frequencies, or there's so many different words we could call them, are actually doing that on an individual and human collective level.
Yes, you know, because when we were going through it, you know, there were times where, you know, it came up like, what's going on here? There's something so like, once again, it cuts to the core. So individually, and the awareness that it's going to bring up tremendous healing. But what I adored on a surface level is, oh, these are so simple. Absolutely anyone, like I want to take them to my own clients, because anyone, it doesn't matter how much, if you've never, you know, given a thought to anything spiritual or energy work, they're going to work. And it's, so yes, that was fascinating to me. It's not as if, you know, I'm saying, oh, it's really a good idea if you have an energy practice, and this is the energy practice. And then what I realized in happening, when we joined together, and then with the group of 6, you know, the other people, it immediately connects to, like there's this unity, like once again, there's like this bonding in a pure way, in an unattached way, and almost complete respect of that esoteric kind of combination of the individual compared to our connection to everyone and everything. So can I tell you what's happening now with them?
Yes.
Okay. So, you mentioned the Schumann resonance and obviously, or maybe not obviously, but the energy is available and things are, energy is available to us now on Earth herself. So because we're here, to us as well. But what I've noticed in doing these statements, or the tenets, because I like that you're saying that word feels correct. It's as if it's up leveled everything. So normally if I'm in a healing session and the energy starts to flow, my hands activate for someone, if I'm working on them, my whole body activates now.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, what is this? And so that's one thing, but it's my go-to. So one of the times I like doing energy work is that fuzzy time where I'm in bed and maybe I wake up during the night and I'm in between.
Right.
I think that's really, really important time. And, if you are aware of how you're thinking at that point in time, are you worrying about something or are you in gratitude? Is your mind immediately drifting into something mundane, or are you using this to really time to explore? So I have the tenets memorized now. And when I'm at that time, like it's 4 a.m, I'm like, okay, what now? What? I'm awake. I don't want to get up and really wake myself up. I'll start the tenets and I'll go through them. And I usually fall back asleep, but I fall back to sleep in a way that allows me to access even more energy, deeper. And I think what you said that you experience, where I feel more joy, I feel more joy. And Shantini, in her interview where you interviewed Shantini yesterday, and she expressed she had gone through some, challenging times, and the statements, the tenants helped her. Well, if I catch myself in the course of my day, like something happens and I'm off, they're my go-to, because they're so fast, they're so simple, they cut through everything. They just cut through everything and they feel great. So I'm super grateful. I'm super grateful to be a part of this and to have something that when you talk about having a movement of people because of having access to this, absolutely yes. So good. And I wish to be a part of that because I'm thinking the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. It was really interesting to me because almost everyone that I passed this on to started referring to it as a modality. And at first I was confused. I'm like, I know I did not use that word because that is not a word I use very often, because I've, created a couple modalities. And to me, that's very specific to that. And almost everyone started referring to it as a modality. And so I sat with that and I realized, modality, all that means is method, right? I think we attach other meaning to that. And I have, because, the sacred soul I'm in is a modality, and that means a lot more than just a method to me. But really, the word means method. And this really is a method that we can, it's a method for deep and profound transformation. And it is going to be a movement. I just knew it as soon as I received this, that it's going to be a movement. And those of us that are going to do this together for the first time, we're the founders of this movement. And the people that are joining, I'm, looking at all the names of the people that are joining, and I'm really excited that a lot of, when I see these names, I know a lot of these people, and I'm excited that we're going to be doing this together, and we're going to be ushering in the next year together, closing out 2022, which has been easier in a lot of ways than the previous couple of years, but in some ways harder. And I believe that 2023 is going to really begin opening up a lot of expansion for many people. And I think that these tenets could be something that are going to really be able to support people in that expansion. So I'm really looking forward to doing this together as a group. And thank you for being a part of the inner circle of people that allowed me to explore this with them. And I'm always so excited anytime you and I get to have a chance to connect. So is there anything else that you feel like is on your heart to say about this?
There is.
Okay, I could feel it.
I go on. You just mentioned 2023. And I've been getting a lot of, intuitive downloads on 2023 as well. And I see things shifting quite rapidly. And for people who maybe haven't been tuning in, that might create, a lot of unsettled feelings or bring up a lot within them. I'm seeing it happen already.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful to have something like this that would, I think, very quickly help anchor people and allow a space of cutting through. If you were to take your most sacred connection, if anyone who's listening to this, if you have a belief in an origin point of energy, whatever you wish to call that initial creation energy, whatever label you put on it, if we are to be, okay, I talk a lot about the matrix and inversions, and there's been a lot of manipulation or distortions, even with our energy field and our grid, and that's a story for a different day. It's just that it can make it challenging to connect to your aspect of source energy, and this modality, the tenets, what you're sharing, what you're bringing through, Alicia, in sharing this out, with everyone, with the public, is that it allows you to go, it's as if it's an immediate healing to any type of distortion or inversion, if you choose to utilize it, because its simplicity is stunning. And there's a piece of it where I feel like it's going to come in more and more, the depth of how people are going to use it. So when you mention that you're going to kind of roll it out, like allow it to be this rolling or continuing, I absolutely have a vision too of having seen a lot of people turn to it, especially if someone's at that point, like, well, what do? I don't know what to do, or I feel stuck, or I feel really unsettled lately, or this is shocking to me. And it's something that you can immediately put in anyone's hands. And I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, I love all of what you just said. And it made me think about how I talked a little bit about this yesterday, how as a spiritual community, we've just made things so ridiculously complicated and outrageous over the last 3 years, it feels like to me. And this is simple. There's no complicated system involved, and that's really been my driving force with all of the work that I do, is to simplify and make things faster and easier. And this is definitely the most simple thing that I have ever been involved with, but it's yet, as we've shared, so profoundly expansive as well. So thank you for mentioning all of that, because we need something that's fast, simple, that just brings us back into alignment really quickly. And I'm going to be offering, along with each tenet, there's going to be an activated symbol. It's not a sacred soul symbol, but there's images that it's very simple. Again, symbol-like images that have come through for each tenet, and a physical gesture movement that I'm going to be teaching, that's going to just like bring us back into alignment. And I've been using it myself, and it's just one that we're going to be using for everything. And we do it along with the statement, and it's just going to be easy. I love easy. So there you go.
Can I give a shout out to you of something that,
All right.
I'm there? Okay. So for this start to this process, and you've offered a couple healings for people to prep, and with your gifts that you bring forward. So for anyone who's, this resonates with you and you feel like this is something you're going to do, Alicia, you support the work, these statements with your work. You bring in any healing that could potentially come up. And those are, I've really loved and enjoyed that. I'm like, oh, good, Alicia put out something. Let me see what this is. And in using those. And the last one you put out. So for anyone thinking of this, and you shared something that I contacted you and I said, you just healed the world with this, your own healing. So if you're taking this beautiful healing and you're also adding Alicia magic to it, that makes it just blows it away. It's phenomenal.
Thank you. And I created those pre-healings based on, the feedback of you guys that I've been using this with, because this is reclaiming so much. These tenants are reclaiming so much. And so much that's been hijacked. And so through that unwinding, I thought, well, I'm going to just, let's preload this for everybody. So there's 2 healings up there. I'm actually recording another one today. So there'll be 3 that you guys can listen to before you get started or anywhere along the way. And I imagine, as I often do, there'll be things that come up and I'll create more little support healings to go along with it. It may not be needed, but if it is, that's what I'll do. So,
yeah. So it's a great, like I know that you're offering it at this, completely accessible price, but it's loaded with energy and healing. So yeah. I'm in awe.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It comes out to like $8 or $9 per live call and recording. So that's, that's the price of a couple coffees a week.
Yeah.
And we can have access to something that's so incredible. So if you're feeling drawn to this, I hope that you join us. Today is the last day for that really special pricing. You can even jump in at those 3 payments. The links are above this video. So thank you so much, Pamela, for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'll go and look at your comments. I've been engrossed in this conversation, so I haven't been looking at comments, but I'll go check those out. And have a great, what is today? Tuesday. Have a great Tuesday, everyone. And I'll see all of you who are joining me on Thursday.